What if I told you? Some people didn't become mature because they were strong. They became mature because childhood never felt safe enough to actually be a child. So they stopped crying, stopped asking for help, stopped being emotional, and slowly, they became the person everyone depends on, while secretly feeling completely alone inside. You know what nobody talks about? Some people didn't lose their childhood all at once. It disappeared slowly, in little moments. The moment they realized being easy to handle got them more love. The moment they stopped crying because nobody came anyway. The moment they became emotionally strong. Not because they wanted to, but because life forced them to. And years later, everyone praises them for being mature. But deep down, they're tired. Tired of always being the strong one. Tired of acting okay. Tired of carrying emotional weight they were never supposed to carry in the first place. And if hearing this feels strangely personal, then this video might explain something you've been feeling for years but never knew how to put into words. There's a certain type of person who looks completely fine from the outside. They're responsible, calm, independent. They give amazing advice to other people. They rarely ask for help. And somehow, they always seem emotionally in control. But what most people don't see is how hyper-alert they are internally. Because when you grow up too fast, your brain learns that making mistakes feels dangerous. So you become careful. Careful with your words. Careful with your emotions. Careful with how much space you take up in people's lives. You start reading people constantly. Tone changes. Facial expressions. Energy shifts. Not because you're overdramatic, but because your nervous system learned very early that small emotional changes could turn into big problems. And honestly, that kind of childhood changes the way you experience the world forever. Maybe you were the kid who had to grow up around emotionally unavailable adults. Or maybe you became the mature child in the family. The one who never caused trouble. The one who understood everyone. The one who stayed quiet during arguments. The one people leaned on emotionally. Even when you were still just a child yourself, and at first, it feels like maturity. People compliment you for it. You're so wise for your age. You're so emotionally strong. You never create problems. But eventually, you realize something painful. A lot of your maturity was actually survival. Because real children feel safe enough to be messy, to cry loudly, to make mistakes without fear, to depend on people emotionally. But when a child grows up too fast, they learn something else instead. They learn that love feels safer when they're useful. So they become helpers, fixers, peacekeepers. They become the person everyone depends on. And slowly, they stop depending on anyone themselves. Pause for a second and really think about that. How many times have you told people, "I'm fine," simply because explaining your feelings felt exhausting? How many times have you comforted other people while secretly wishing someone would notice you were struggling too? That's the hidden loneliness of growing up too fast. You become emotionally available for everyone else, while emotionally abandoning yourself. And the scary part? After years of doing this, you don't even notice it anymore. It becomes your personality. You become the strong friend, the independent one, the person who handles everything alone. But independence can become a trauma response too. Because sometimes, "I don't need anyone," actually means, "I learned a long time ago that relying on people leads to disappointment." And people who grew up too fast often struggle with this the most. Receiving love. Not giving it. Receiving it. Because giving feels safe. Giving gives you control. But receiving? Receiving requires vulnerability. It requires trusting that someone cares about you even when you're not useful. Even when you're emotional. Even when you're falling apart. And for someone who had to emotionally survive early in life, that can feel terrifying. So instead, they overfunction. They become productive all the time. They stay busy constantly. They try to earn rest instead of allowing themselves to rest. Even relaxing starts feeling uncomfortable. Have you ever noticed that? You finally sit down after a long day, and instead of feeling peaceful, you feel anxious. Like you should be doing something, fixing something, helping someone. That's what happens when your nervous system gets too used to survival mode. Peace starts feeling unfamiliar, and unfamiliar things feel unsafe. That's why some people sabotage healthy relationships. Why silence makes them uncomfortable. Why calmness feels boring. Why they overthink texts, tone changes, and small emotional shifts. Their brain is still preparing for emotional danger, even when danger is no longer there. And honestly, one of the saddest parts about growing up too fast is how guilty it makes you feel for having needs. You apologize for asking for help. You hide your emotions. You convince yourself other people have it worse. You become the listener in every conversation, because talking about yourself feels uncomfortable. And eventually, you stop asking people to understand you. Not because you don't want connection, but because somewhere deep inside, you stop believing your feelings deserve space too. But here's the realization that changes everything. The child inside you never disappeared. They just adapted. That soft emotional part of you. The exhausted part? The part that secretly wants someone to say, "You don't have to carry everything alone anymore." It's still there. And healing doesn't mean becoming weak. It means finally allowing yourself to stop surviving every moment like it's an emergency. It means understanding that rest is not laziness. Vulnerability is not failure. And needing people does not make you a burden, because the truth is, you were never supposed to become emotionally older than your age just to feel safe. You were supposed to be protected, comforted, allowed to be messy sometimes. And maybe that's why this topic hurts so deeply for so many people. Because some wounds don't come from what happened to you. They come from what you never received. The comfort, the safety, the emotional softness. And sometimes, the people who seem the strongest on the outside are just the people who learned very early in life that they had no choice but to be